How's it going, guys? It's MetaGames here, and we are going to be doing a deck profile on Tearlaments for the January 2023 format. We had to do a new deck profile for a new year, of course. This is my favorite deck of the format, Tearlaments. Right before the Photon Hypernova set releases, I wanted to get in this deck profile. This is what I've been testing the last several weeks. Really, the whole format I've been playing. So I've been playing around with the different variants, mass change, and all those different things. This is the one I'm kind of settling on. I'm quite happy with. So this is what we're going to get into. I've explained a lot of these things in the past, so I'm not going to go too in depth into them, but I'm going to obviously explain my reasoning between the cards. This is a 42 card deck. Also, look at my new spell grounds. I love it. It's a V7. It feels very nice. I love the color. It goes with my stuff. So now we're going to get into the monsters. We got the Tearlaments monsters first. We have 3 Rhino Heart, one of the best cards in the deck. 3 Havenus, the best normal summon rather. The best hand trap, and 3 Shiren, the best special summon, and Merly, the best, I guess. It's just kind of an extender / level 2. I like maxing out on all of them. I think that's the way to go, honestly, just because of the fact that I run 3 Screams, so you want to maximize on them, but I just feel like the deck plays far better when you maximize on them. Yeah, I've seen 2 Rhino Hearts, but I think it's really good with how you can play the deck to have more Rhino Hearts and more access to Kaleido Heart. So those were the Tearlaments monsters. Now we're going to get into the Ishizu core. 1 Agido. I was thinking about running maybe even 2 to 0. I was liking 2, but it's a bit bricky, so I went back to 1. 3 Kelbeck, and this is just one of the best cards in the deck, but I've seen some people start cutting it. I still love it. It's just too good against Rogue. 3 Keldo, 3 Mudora. Keldo is the best card in the deck. Mudora is the second best card in the engine, I guess. I mean, not really. I mean, Mudora is good because I run a side deck. I run Exchange of the Spirit, so he actually works in as a go second kind of card, or a game 2 and 3 kind of card. But yeah, these guys are just great. I mean, Kelbeck's kind of a really lackluster hand trap, but I really love doing the Agido play, so that's why I do like running 2 sometimes. So I can mill and use its hand effect, but I think the less brickiness really pays off better than just running 2. So now the last 2 fairies are 2 Herald and 1 Diviner. I went back to Diviner. I think 1 Diviner is just fine. I kind of wish I had 2. Maybe I could drop a name for 2, but I think 1 is just fine because you'll probably mill it and you can spray Elf it and then just end on a Baron or this is just another way to get a rank 6. And then Herald, I think you just need to run for the 1% chance of actually hitting it on a when your opponent opens something. So now we're going to get into the rest of the monsters. Just really simply 3 Druid Swarm, 3 Magnamut, and 3 Saronir. I think these 6 are the best. You kind of want to run Saronir. I've debated on cutting Saronir like a Druid Swarm. I still think 7 is just the best ratio. Sadly, they can get kind of bricky, and I run things to side them out actually in games 2 and 3, so you'll see. But I think just for overall matchups and the fact that they're kind of extenders on some level, I think you have to run about, at least as I'm Cole 40 said, at least 6. You'll see it when the side deck gets there. So we're gonna go on to the spells. Not too many. 3 Primeval Perlerino, the best field spell ever made. It's incredible. It's also the card I make the most misplays on nowadays. 3 Scream. Now 3 Scream. Usually it's about 2 to 1. I got this off of Raphael, the YCS European player who's won 3 times. Very good player. He was running Scream and maximizing on the tier names. This is kind of where I got that idea from, because it really makes your going first so much better. the Scream, but like also on the hands where you only draw a single tier, like it's just a 2-card combo, like a single tier plus Scream. It's like worst case you have Havness or just like a single Shiren to normal summon, but like even then, just this card is great and it's great for the grind game. I think it's one of the best cards. It just sucks kinda when you draw 2, but even then, that's why you run the 3 Rhino Heart, because then you mill a Rhino Heart and you send the Scream to search a trap in your hand and you still can set the Stream. So I think 3 is actually the correct ratio on Scream personally. I mean, sometimes I side it out, honestly. I will not lie, like especially going second, but I think it's just way too invaluable. And then the last 3 cards, a Heartbeat, Instant Fusion, Terraforming. These 2 cards are just broken staples. This card should be banned. This is just another. And then Heartbeat is just, I mean, I still run Heartbeat, even though a lot of people have started not to without Mystic Mind. I think it's still worth it for a few different options. And also it's just kind of a combo piece because it lets you get back your trap once you mill it. And you can send it off send Kaleido Heart off the field spell to send it at the end of your combos, just in case like you want to recover it. So it's just, I love it for that reason, and I think it's just really good for Rogue or just anything for spells or traps, just to have that as an option. And then we're going to get into the last 2 cards, Crime and Soliak. So I was debating on maybe 2 Soliak. I think Crime is... I have a tight side deck, so like I have to main deck the Crime, and I think 2 Soliak gets bricky, frankly. So that's where that lands. Now we're going to go get into the extra deck. The tier fusions, I want a Starlight. These are incredible cards. This should be banned. Love how the OCG has this banned, yet this deck is still topping most of the locals. Kaleido Heart's just great. Rulu's just incredible. Yeah, I don't know. What else is there to be said about them? Then the last 3 are Mug Dragon, Stapelia, and Garuda. Garuda is just incredible for making Beatrice, and Stapelia is amazing to make on your opponent's turn. Mud Dragon Lock doesn't come up as often, but it's just a really good option to have in case. And it's great for Super Poly, which we do run in the side deck. Now we're going to do the rank 4 XYZs, Time Thief, Baguska, Dweller. These 2 are really standard. You need it for Flu, you need it for Mirror Match, and Time Thief I think is just an extender. The European players kind of got everyone onto it. But a lot of the time you might get Bestialed, so you'll end the turn with 2 rank 4s or 2 level 4s, and usually it's like a Shiren or something, and then you'll just Time Thief, go into your opponent's turn, hopefully get the spell or something +1, and you get to fuse off of Time Thief since it doesn't send for cost. And it's just a broken card. It's like a 4th tier name, honestly. It's just a crazy card. You have to run it, in my opinion, and tier decks aren't as good without it. So here's my last 2, Beatrice, Divine Arsenal. Have to run this just because it's just so good for certain scenarios. Like I basically make this once a locals, and then Beatrice is just an incredible card I prefer over Wallow. Wallow never comes up for me. I mean, I get Wallow, that's good, but I think Beatrice is good no matter what. Like even if you don't need to send it, like you can always pile your graveyard with shufflebacks. Like it's always good. Like the send will always be good no matter what. So it's just pretty good. And then plus also with Sprine, you can, bounce and stuff like that. Same with Arsenal. I think these just pound for pound so good. And then the 1 Synchro Baron. Baron doesn't come up a ton, but like when it does, it always puts in work. Very good card. I think this could also be an access code if I removed the Diviner, which I'm depending on the locals, if I need the access code or like an Underworld Goddess, I will run that over Baron and take out the Herald. And then the Link 2s, I mean the only links, Sprine, Dark, and Sprite Elf. They're the best links in the game right now, honestly, and this deck uses them all incredibly. So what else is there to say? I think Sprine is honestly should be banned for this deck. It's just way too good. It makes this deck really brain dead. So it's oh, you exhaust all your options, I'll just Sprined. But that's why it's good. Alright, side deck. So the side deck is a side deck without time cards because I've been really trying to work on my fast play as of late. So I haven't been going into time as much, so I haven't been needing them as much. But like, if you expect a lot of matchups where you could go into time, I do highly recommend running either like a scatter shot, Gaga, or 3 ghost spooky dogwoods. So with that being said, 3 gamma, 1 driver. These are just for basically the flu matchup. Just so you don't get defissured. Or a de-shiftered, sorry. I always forget that card's name. Sadly, it can brick sometimes, but you kind of have to. There's no other cards in the game like that now with Herald at 1. Here's the goo, I guess. Exchange of Spirit, Gravekeeper's Trap. You can search this off in Mudora, so it's basically like you're running 5 cards in the side deck, like instead of just 2. That's why I think it's extremely good value spot, and there's nothing better going first against the mirror match, in my opinion, because this is just an extra Dweller that's better than Dweller because you can't special summon from the graveyard. So basically, if you just set this up against the mirror match, you win. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. If you set this up, you win. That's why it's just very powerful, and you can search off in Mudora. Zombie World, Necro, World Banshee. I might up this to 2 and 1, or maybe 2 and 2, or 1 and 3. I'm just thinking about it. Flu is starting to come up a lot more in my locals, which is not as common in the last few weeks. So I'm just like, this has to go in, but I have like other flu options, so it's not like I still have to work on it. Like, I would love to be running Dark Holes or Forbidden Chalices or Dark Worlds or Lightning Storm. So these are things I kind of want to work into my side deck that you guys can take to account. Called by the Grave, this is for the D-Shifter, and also it's just like basically a bestial name going first against the mirror match. And then 3 triple tactics and 3 super polys when you go second and sometimes first in the mirror match. Because you can side out the bestials and just go put these in going first, plus called by, and then you basically have a pretty good side. And then obviously cursed by, and then Gravekeepers, but then you also play this going second anyways. So, and then you could run these maybe. So I think it's a pretty good side deck. I'm not completely happy with it. Like I said, I would like some other options for field destruction, not really back row destruction. I just don't like Lightning Vortex in this deck. Like, you run too many Bestials, you run Havness, like, you're never able to resolve the Lightning Vortex unless you're just gimping your deck. So that's why I'm like, I would like to be running Dark Holes, but it's pretty hard to find space for 3 Dark Holes. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This has been a fun deck profile to do. It's been kind of quicker. I've been, we've done 2 other ones. So please check out my other ones. And then also I've been making a lot of Edison videos and Goat format videos. Please like and subscribe and check those videos out. I'll leave links in the description. Obviously there will be cards. And, I appreciate your support. People have been commenting, people have been liking. I've been getting some pretty consistent views. I'm really glad to be back. I plan on doing this consistently, at least for the next year, and see how things go. So, if you want to join the journey on my YouTube, maybe career, follow and like, subscribe. My Twitter is down below for updates on the channel or just random other bullshit. All right, I'll see you guys later. Signing out, MetaGames.